Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another Star Stable video. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And today we are going to be talking about something a little more mysterious. Today we're going to be talking about some of Star Stable's biggest mysteries and that remain unsolved to this day. Of course, there are always some passing comments in quests to some of these mysteries as to what they might be about or what they mean and stuff like that. But yeah, there's only a few passing comments that don't really paint the whole picture, and that we haven't quested with these areas yet, or places or items, and why they're there really remains unknown without solid evidence to this day. So let's begin. I will be talking about 3 and hopefully another one on the fridge doors, because that is a very big question I have, is about fridge doors, but that is not included today. But we are going to be talking about 3 of Star Stable's unsolved mysteries. So let's begin, and leave your theories down in the comments below if you have any you might want to add to this, or what you think could be happening on the main storyline because of this, what they mean or symbolize in the game, and stuff like that. So let's begin. Number 1 is the alien spaceship. So most of you, if you are a returning player to Star Stable, most of you probably know about a spaceship crash landed or somehow became ruined or wrecked. It does look crash landed, but it looks ruined, very, very in bad shape. But most of you probably know that off of the oil rig from GED on their worksite near Silverglade Manor is a crashed spaceship. Now I assume it's crashed because some of the land around it kind of sculpts up into it, kind of how a crash would look in real life, and this appears to be an alien spaceship in Star Stable, and there are inscriptions on the inside. Once you are going up to the spaceship, actually, ground does become a bit darker and there is a mist, and there are also some Pandorian, not cracks, but Pandorian kind of purple magic on the ground once you are entering towards the spaceship, so that does kind of give me the hint that it has something to do with Pandoria, I don't know how you say it, but something to do with that, since Star Stable did leave the hint with some purple in the ground that the spaceship landing has caused. And if you go up towards the spaceship a bit more while you are exploring, it is very secluded in the middle of a hill and kind of near the Baroness's racetrack. And if you go up closer to the spaceship, you can actually see that some wires seem to have been cut. And we all know from movies that red wires are the ones that you do not want to have cut. But some of these do end up looking cut or imbalanced, and it does look really old. Also, there are a few, does still seem to have power because of the neon kind of teal color around its inscriptions. It looks like inside the spaceship there is some sort of marking that looks like an O or a written out symbol that might be symbolistic somewhere else in Star Stable Online. And around the part where it cracked in or caved in, which is kind of weird to see in a cracked spaceship that crash landed, is that all of the pieces are actually inside and the frame is outside or missing some pieces. And we can also see a grate, and inside there seems to be cracks in this broken spaceship that are glowing or emitting this kind of teal, really vibrant neon teal color, along with the symbols that match that, and along the cracks on the edges there seems to be some of this teal magic power or teal glowing sort of emission coming from all the cracks around it. And nothing else seems to be around this location, nothing important other than a star that you can collect if you come up here in time before it is gone. Around its crash there is a block of and really dark soil that looks kind of burned. So this is why it gives me the idea that it's crashed. It also does seem very futuristic compared to Star Stable and kind of Pandora and stuff. So this might mean that there is another world out there or dimension besides Pandoria, and that maybe there is another dimension where this came from or someone was exploring. And if you go a little bit farther, you do get an awesome view that shows you all out and into field. So I wonder what this spaceship was doing here, why it crashed, why some of the pieces are missing, and why it is still glowing even after all these years, and if it has something important to do with the main storyline that we might see in the future, or is it just something that is past and mentioned through quests every now and then, or has nothing been mentioned about it, and it is just something that players know about in the game to this day. So So let me know your theories for the spaceship down in the comments down below. I definitely have no clue where this came from or what it's doing here and how it would tie into the main storyline, as it looks like this teal form does not really match Pandora's vibe of color, like purple and pink, unless there are a few marks of Pandora on the ground right there. So I don't know if this has something to do with maybe the future or the past or how long it's been here on Jorvik. The next unsolved mystery, this one I know has been mentioned quite a lot, mentioned by a far off land or something like that in questing. Also, I feel like this may have something to do with the Celtics' disappearance, or where they might have ran off to, why they may have ran off, and stuff like that. This next one is Ashland, and most old or new Star Stable players know about this. We used to be able to glitch into an area that is still not released by Star Stable, and it is right off Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur. Apparently, if you were to do a glitch and climb a lot or something like that, there were many different aspects of trying to glitch into Ashland, but once you are there, it is right inside the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur and kind of off from there as well. So kind of the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur area and stuff like that. There is this area called Ashland, and it basically looks very gray and dull, with lots of like heavy smoke and fog covering it, coming from the main attraction of this location. And why most players would want to glitch into this area for the first time is the volcano. There is a huge volcano in Ashland, and we have never seen a volcano in Star Stable before, so most players did end up glitching here while they could. I think it's patched now, besties, don't go check it out. But I think it's patched because they like undid some of the stuff. But while you could glitch here, there seemed to be a volcano, and also very unreleased. It looks like some work was put into it, but not that much, as it still has Star Stable's old style from what I see from the videos from a few years ago and stuff. It does seem to have Star Stable's old style instead of the new cartoony style, so maybe they might be thinking of updating Dinosaur Valley, or the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur, I should say that instead, along with Ashland. Or will Ashland remain a secret for the years to come, and why is it right off the brink of the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur? Because the change is so drastic from this one very icy, always winter location in Star Stable to this area where there is a volcano, lots of heavy smoke. It seems to be a very hot climate, and sometimes a few houses scattered here and there, and lots of jagged rocks and stuff like that. But this area still remains unreleased to the public, and Star Stable has not mentioned releasing it anytime soon, according to any quests or any upcoming updates. So this is very mysterious, I would say, in my opinion. Also, the fact that the Celtics disappeared. I once saw an Instagram post that mentioned that the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur has a lot less fog surrounding it and around it since the past few years. So this might have something to do with, although this could just be Star Stable updating it and making it easier for players to see ahead of themselves and want to congregate to the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur more, it could also have to do with something of the Celtics and their disappearance in the game, or it could have something to do with Ashland and what Ashland is bringing to the game, or if Ashland even does still exist, which it probably does, but why isn't it released and stuff like that? I have no clue. And yeah, it is just a very unsolved mystery of why this is in Star Stable and not released to the public so far, or what they are planning to do with it, and when it will be released to the game for everyone to travel to and visit as well. Recently, Star Stable did add a new feature where you can now take the trailer to a part or a place in Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur. I don't know what this means or why they added that and not included it in an update telling you that you can now go here by trailer, but if you take this option, it will bring you to the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur, and I think it's called Isengate or something like that. So it is a very cool feature, but I don't know why Star Stable added that randomly and out of the blue, especially with, I really want to explore Ashland, okay, besties? I'm just very excited to, and I'm still very concerned why it's not been released yet, even though we've clearly known about it for years and no one is talking about it or know where it's there, and no one knows when the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur will open, or if it is just a side thing that has nothing to do with the game and they were just testing out stuff there, and if it will at all be released to the public at all in the future. The third unsolved mystery I will be talking about in this video is about the starter horse dying in the game files. Now, this was brought back into speculation like a ton, goes away and comes back kind of like a trend, but very long ago, well not very long ago, a few years ago in the game files, while someone was looking through them, as some people do apparently, found a file that said starter horse is going to die, or your main horse might die in the main quest line further on, or why it was there. No one knows when this will be happening in the game, or if it will be happening at all, because it has been in the game files now for such a long time with no thought or anything going into it that I don't think that it will be released, or they could just be naming starter horse something else in game to kind of trick people going into the code. But it is kind of weird that Star Stable would include the starter horse dying in the game files and not saying about it. Or maybe they're still working on it or something like that. This could be about our starter horse, or it could be something else that they just named it, like, oh, let's name the Shire update the starter horse dying or something like that, because they have done that before kind of to trick people and stuff like that. But yes, it's kind of weird that Star Stable would include in the game files a file that says that our starter horse might die somewhere along the main quest line and stuff like that. A bunch of theories have arisen from this, and I don't really know what this means or if it is true at all, since it has been there for such a long time by this point and not much has been said about it or released by Star Stable officially themselves. So I don't know, and I definitely think that this is a unsolved mystery in Star Stable. Why Star Stable would add that to the game files, I'm very unsure, or if it just renamed something. It has been there a very, very long time without any explanation of its existence, and this file would not have been found except if people were going through the game files and stuff like that. So I don't know if this will be brought into the game in the future, if our starter horse will end up dying, or if this was just a kind of prank or something like that, where Star Stable named something differently than it actually was. And yes, I definitely consider this an unsolved mystery because of so little information that we have on it, why it still exists in the game files if they're doing nothing about it, or why, or if this is a plan in the future that Star Stable might bring us a quest where our starter horse would end up dying, which I very hope so that it won't happen because our starter horses have been with us since the beginning, although that would really dramatize the game, if you guys know what I mean. Dramatize is a new word now. So I really have no clue what this is about or what this means in the future, or what main quest might follow where our starter horse would have a chance to die. If any of these things tie in together or what anything means, definitely let me know down in the comments below. And that is the last unsolved mystery that I will be talking about from Star Stable today. And thank you everyone for watching the 3 main unsolved mysteries that I've come up with for Star Stable. There are definitely a bunch other unsolved mysteries that I will be talking about in the future, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And on a change of note, if you want to see me getting school supplies for the school year, check out my vlog channel where I post every single week, and I post on this channel every single day of the week, so be sure to stay tuned and subscribe for upcoming updates on what any of this might mean and stuff like that. I will be interested in hearing your theories down below, or if I missed anything that you want me to cover or talk about in the future, let me know down in the comments as well. And if you made it to the end, comment fridge doors cool in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you for watching the video. I very much appreciate it.